show with Elma, which that would be me. And our other co-hosts are coming right through the door. We have the one and only Jerome J.J. Johnson. Woo! All right, J.J., do your thing. Style on in here. Woo! Look at, I tell you, I'm so happy to have Dr. J back with us tonight. How you doing, Dr. J?
I'm good. How you
doing good? Mwah. Good to see you, man. You're looking handsome as always. I know that's right. All right, our next co-host is the one and only Dr. Spiritual Ritual. Kimberley is in the house. Woo! And Kimberley always look adorable, I tell you. She looks adorable. So how are you doing, Kimberley? You're doing wonderful?
Yes, thank you.
All right, and we have our special guest, the one and only, do you know who it is? The one and only Chris Nettles! Yes, we have Chris Nettles with us tonight.
How you get a city council?
Hi, that's me. Oh, it's so good to have him on the show tonight. We're just so excited. What do you mean, how did I get Dr. Chris Nettles on the... You know, everybody become a doctor on my show. I'm moving on up, right? Because we got the one and only, like I tell everybody come on my show, they're a doctor. So we have Dr. Chris Nettles on the show. Give it up for Dr. Chris Nettles. Woohoo! Yes, we're so excited. And you look good as always.
Thank you.
I don't think you ever age.
I hope not. Thank you. The kids keep me young.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, before we get started with Dr. Nettles, we're going to ask Kimberley our favorite question. What complaint do you have on Carlos? I mean, Otis. Carlos is his twin.
Otis. The game.
Okay, this is also update on the Cowboys, too.
You gonna be nice today? You gonna be nice
I
today?
love my team, y'all.
Me too.
What you gotta say smart today,
Otis. Come on, Otis. What do you have to say? Are you still a Cowboy fan or not, Otis?
What you gotta say smart
Just
today?
because they lost, Otis. Okay, good. That's good. All right.
I sent a message to Emmanuel. You have two choices: root for the Cowboys, Otis, or be quiet.
All right. I like that one. He gonna be quiet on this one. All righty, we're gonna go ahead and have our scripture walk up. We gotta get into Dr. Chris Nettles' business and see what's going on. All right, do your
y'all
thing.
could smell what he got on. Oh my God, it smells like money.
Listen.
Big money.
Let me smell it. Woo! Yes, Lord. We got some money in the house. All right.
It's imitation.
Oh, Lord. Imitation. Well, it sure smell good. Okay, we have never give up. And this one is especially for Dr. Chris Nettles. We don't want you to ever give up. You keep running because we know you have some good stuff out there. I like that what she got on the back. Thank you, Kimberley, for that one. Don't you all ever give up on your dream because Dr. Nettles is not. And this one is our scripture. Philippians 1:6 says what? Finish what you start, JJ.
All right.
Finish what you start. And tonight we're going to hear all about what he's doing in the community and what he's not going to stop because he's not going to start something and not stop it. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Kimberley, as always. Okay. Dr. Nettles is in. Do you know Dr. Nettles? Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
But Pastor Elma, when he rolled up in here, I thought the whole presidential convoy was coming. That beast he got.
Yeah, he does have that black SUV out there look like the president.
Then I was like, wait a minute, who up in here? Who came with him?
Yeah.
It's just me
he
tonight.
had the whole council.
It's just him tonight. So
I was like, oh
how's
my
everything
gosh.
going?
Everything is busy. This is a very busy time for the city of Fort Worth and District 8.
Okay.
And so we're just going to keep it moving, pressing. Even the fact with the election that's going on nationally. So we got a lot of things that's happening. We want to make sure that our voters and our community is very, very informed.
That's good. And that's the reason why we have Dr. Nettles here to tell us what's going on in the community and how he's going to push things going. So what's up in the community that you would like to talk about tonight?
So I'll start with one of the things that I'm doing tonight. So when I leave the show, I'll have a meeting in historic Southside. those that know that the National Juneteenth Museum has desires to plant ground in the city of Fort Worth in District 8.
Oh, good.
And the land they was originally looking at is not available. And so they have put in an offer to lease the Southside Community Center land.
Okay.
And so that means they would tear down the community center and build the National Juneteenth Museum on Evans and Rosedale. How that's exciting for a lot of people. There is a group, there is a neighborhood, there are people who are not that thrilled about it.
I can
And so
imagine
we
that.
got to have a conversation. And so one of the things I believe in on this seat is making sure everybody's voices is heard
Right.
before a decision is made. And so I have that meeting tonight with the city of Fort Worth, historical South Side neighborhood, and National Juneteenth Museum.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a meeting.
National
You better go in there with your guard and everything. That's going to be a meeting.
I had a few been to a few meetings that we have some tough conversations, and they do get heated. But
heated.
I think it's, a lot of times we don't know exactly what's going on in the community's sense. They don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
Right.
You know, and they need to know what is actually going on in all the means that we're having. And so people are concerned. Number one concern
and I can
is
understand that.
that is a historically biggest voting block for this neighborhood.
You're right. It sure is.
People they vote at Morningside Elementary School, but most people would drive from Morningside and come to historic
That's
Southside.
right. That's
People
right.
that's in the medical district come to historic Southside and vote near South. So that center was built 50 years ago.
Wow.
And it has been a staple in our community. And so we have to figure out how we get a win-win. How does the community win?
yeah.
And how does National Juneteenth win? Because we want the museum to be in our district. It'll bring tax dollars to us.
That's
it
right.
will.
That's right.
But we can't gentrify our neighborhood.
So do you think it's possible that there could be community center space within the museum?
That's the number one plan I want to see happen.
Yeah, I think
so
that's the
that
answer.
would be
that's
good.
the answer. And I think it should be simple as that.
Yeah.
I have asked that they reconstruct the museum and have a meeting place, and also Jerome dedicated to call that room the Southside Community Center. And every program
good.
that goes on, the different days, the times of the week, they have first rights of refusal, that they have those dates so that they don't miss anything. Because
Right.
what you cannot do is take somebody's center and then say, well, go meet at Hillside.
Right.
Or go meet at
That's true.
At Hazel Harvey Peace.
That's true. Because they've been established there for over 50 years. That's home to a lot of these people in this community, because I voted over there.
Yeah.
And we've
have
had job fairs over there. Is that the same center that we've had job fairs at?
And like yesterday was the Souls to the Poles
Right.
at Mount Olive. And traditionally they walk from Mount Olive on the far end of Evans all the way up Evans to the Southside Community Center. So it's a staple in the community.
Is that considered a historical building there? You know how they got this, what is it, Southside Historical?
Yeah. So it's not a historical
not-
overlay
okay,
over it.
okay.
But
No.
it is, I mean, it's a historical building, but it's not a historical overlay. And just like to what Jerome said, they marched there yesterday, and I think they had maybe 100 plus.
Really?
people. Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's something that happens every election cycle.
Oh, wow.
Pastor Timothy Glenn
Uh-huh.
and his group and does it, and other churches, when they got a church, they do the same thing.
What is that about? Because I don't know. What does that entail? that
So
march?
after church,
Okay.
it's a big event at Mount Olive. So after church, everybody gathers in front of the church.
Okay.
All the cars and stuff, and community leaders, and the young folks can walk, because that's a little over a mile. That's a
Okay.
long
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
for somebody our age.
Right. No, your age. Don't
Somebody-
put me, I can walk that. Don't.
Well, let's go walk. Let's walk to Mount Olive then.
Okay.
Come on.
But we're on the talk show now, so.
Nah. But no, seriously, it's a big deal. So
So do they
some
walk to
people
vote or
wait
what?
until that
Yeah.
Sunday
Oh,
just to
okay.
vote.
Okay.
And they
Okay.
go into the community center, and it's a line, and they go in and they cast their vote.
Oh.
Souls to the polls.
That is good. I like that idea. And they did that on Sunday.
That's any election, any
They do that.
election. they do that.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
normally early voting has one Sunday
Mhm.
that you can early vote.
Right.
Okay.
And so whatever that one Sunday is, which was yesterday,
Okay.
they do it.
That's good though. So if so that's what you're going to be talking about tonight at your other meeting.
Yes.
To propose what you're planning on doing and see what's going to happen.
Yeah, because I mean the building, I will tell you, it like a lot of our buildings needs a lot of repairs.
Yes, it
to it.
does.
And it is in despair of repairs.
Oh, it is.
Actually, they did a feasibility study. It will be beneficial for us to tear down and build a new center
Right.
Okay.
versus trying to repair it.
Fair.
So there's other mechanism that's happening with that building, but the regular resident or community neighbor does not know that type of information.
Okay.
And that's the information that we're gonna give, not to say, well, just because we can't repair the building, we're gonna get rid of the building
Right.
and not replace it. But if we replace it with something nice, we need to make sure that the community have
Some voice in it.
voice and rights to the building.
Right.
I think
Right.
that would work.
So
Right.
it wouldn't affect museum, don't affect property taxes, because it would be a nonprofit.
Nonprofit, but what about it being combined with the center on the inside? Because you wanted to make it a two-purpose
So
community center within the museum.
right, but the building itself was still, so the city of Fort Worth will actually still own the land,
Okay.
and they'll be doing we call it long-term lease, a 40-year lease, long-term, then we renewal at the 40 years. So it'll still be city property land, which is not taxable, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
So what about
what's up.
people, the homes in the community? Does it increase their value, decrease their value?
No,
Nothing.
no.
Even if you still add the community center within the museum.
Correct. And so I would say we would just be setting a room aside,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
For the okay.
for the center. And and because I know they kind of talked about having meeting spaces for
Right.
people want parties or gatherings that they can actually rent out. And so if
yeah.
they set that spot, and this is what kind of the backlash they throw back at me, is if they set that spot for them, they'll be losing revenue that they could be gaining.
Right, right.
But I asked the city's attorney to step in and weigh in. Would it benefit us to actually lease the spot to make sure that we have the first right of refusal?
Right.
Because we have workers now that work at that community
yes,
center
yes.
that gonna need a job if we get rid of the center.
And where
So-
you gonna
Right.
place them?
Where you gonna place them? So
Right.
Yeah.
it's like a
That's
domino
true.
effect. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than just
Okay.
we're gonna
Yeah.
get rid of something old and build something new.
New.
No,
Right.
it's more than that.
Because they have an after-school program at that center. They have a senior program.
Yep.
Right.
So.
They have the pretty blessed girls
Mhm.
that Tanisha used to work with.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and they have a lot of things. We don't. We
That's-
look at a building and don't know what all
Goes
happens
into-
in that building.
yes.
But there's a lot of things that go in that building. And so, back to your question about the taxes, because it came up in the meeting when we talked about Evans and Rosedale with the new development that's going to come up. And so, your taxes are based off of your school taxes, your county taxes, and your city taxes, and then your TWRD, Tarrant Regional Water District.
Right.
The city of Fort Worth did a no tax increase on taxes. Tarrant County, I think, lowered their tax percentage the last two budget cycles.
Okay.
And the only tax that has gone up, but I don't know how much, but it's the school taxes. And so those are the taxes that are really affecting our property taxes, our property value. And so then you also, when you get the tax appraisal in the mail once a year, everyone have an opportunity to challenge what their
Right.
appraised value is, because whatever your appraised value is actually what you pay yearly.
Yeah, I gotta go challenge this
Yeah,
somewhere. Ooh,
Yeah, because
Lord.
they are high. I tell you.
And it's a catch-22 because depends on what market we in. You want a good appraisal,
Right.
Right.
but
It's just them tax.
yeah, you're trying to sell your property. You want a good appraisal.
Right.
But if you're not trying to sell
Sell it.
you maybe want a lower
Lower
appraisal.
appraisal.
Yes,
Right,
you
right.
better
That's
say
true
it.
too.
Oh my
That's
God.
it. That's good. So what's going on in District 8? outside of this part here? I know this is part of, but is there anything else that you're involved in with your district? Because you are getting ready to run again, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when does all this good stuff start happening?
So the election will start back in January. You have between January, somewhere around the 13th through the 15th, through February the 18th to sign up for anybody that wants to run for mayor or city council, school board, and I believe a couple of water districts will be open to run. And I will tell you, even in the election we're in now, your most crucial elections are the ones that are local.
Right.
And so even in this election, you got your state rep, your senator, and congressperson,
Right.
and commissioners.
Yes,
'Cause
yes,
we got that on the
yes.
ballot
Yes, we
this
do.
time. It's more crucial than voting for the president. You should vote for the president,
Right,
you know,
right.
but the people who's going to be making and changing laws are going to be close to you.
Right.
And so
That's true.
one of the things that we have been doing in District 8 is trying to, District 8, before I got elected, hadn't seen a lot of development taking place.
Yes.
Or such as restaurants, grocery stores, and the list goes on and on. I think we talked about that the last time. And one of the ways to do that is to build homes and houses, and then jobs. And so
Right.
Dick's Sporting Goods just did a grand opening for their distribution center,
Okay, yeah.
the only one in the state of Texas.
Okay.
They have
that's
about
nice.
5
Right.
worldwide.
Uh-huh.
And this is the only one that's in the state of Texas. It's
Okay.
in District 8.
Oh, that's
and
good.
it's
Good.
south of Highland Hills on Oak Grove, close to Everett Parkway.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay.
And so they're gonna house over 300 jobs.
That's good.
And every development job that comes, when Morrison Coal, which was the former brewer, Miller Brewer, they expanded and opened up 150 new jobs.
Right.
There is a tech company that came. I tell them, when we run the report of the zip codes and the addresses of people who are employed by you,
Okay.
it needs to have zip codes that are surrounding where you are.
And that's good. That's good.
Not from outskirts and other places. There was a company, I think it may be Green Bay. I can't think of the name. They have one out there in Grand Prairie.
Right.
And they were building a bigger one here. And I said, I don't want y'all transferring people from Grand Prairie to Fort Worth when you got a lot of people in this area.
That
Because
need
the thing
jobs.
about it, if we're going to build our communities,
That's
they
right.
need jobs so they can
That's
build
right.
they're going to stay in their mama house or their grandparents' house. You know, they need jobs to be able to rehab those houses and
That's
get them
right.
up to a standard.
That's
so
good.
that our neighborhoods will go from being blighted to nice communities again.
That's right. And bring those jobs into our area. Then that's going to build up the housing too, because they're building all these new houses over there.
Right.
That'll give them places to live. And grocery stores, they will put the money back into the community, like we talked on the last show, how we need money in our community.
Right.
You know, they building what? What was that new HEB they just built?
In Alliance, right there off of
Yeah, in Alliance. They just
Alliance.
built that new HEB.
And 287, right?
Yeah, it's and then they have another one that they just built.
Mansfield.
Yeah, over there.
Mansfield.
And they
Okay.
really building up
287.
Mansfield area out there. It's really building up. But what about the other end of Rosedale? I know they really doing good on this, going, what is that, west of Rosedale?
across 35.
Yeah, was that part of yours too?
No,
Yours is what?
I stopped right here on 35.
Okay. So are they gonna do anything going toward this area for as Rosedale?
So the Evans and Rosedale project, we just went into a new agreement with Royal Capital.
Okay.
Prior to Royal Capital, it was Hope Global, and it was actually before I got elected. They decided Hope Global to do the master planning to bring complexes and retail on the bottom of the complexes
Okay.
and some type of foodery, eatery type of place. We really could never get financed. They could never really get the
Oh,
financing.
Lord, money.
But COVID had happened.
Yes.
Inflation had took place, and so what they originally had bargained for was almost 2 times what they needed to do now.
Okay.
So we went out and did another RFP or RFI I think, to get an interest of people who want it. So Royal Capital, which is a Black-owned firm. I mean,
Oh, really?
and most of their top leaders in their firm are all Black. And so they're out of Milwaukee. And they have gave new life to the Evans and Rosedale. So you'll see townhomes coming up, the retail piece coming up.
That's good.
And then re-enhancement into the Evans Plaza to make that a nice, more
Okay.
beautified location.
Okay, that's good. What about the housing? Do you have any input with that?
So there'll be a
They're gonna be a
home.
more,
Yes.
are they
So they're
homes or townhomes?
So you're gonna have townhomes in one phase, and
Okay.
then you'll have apartments in the other phase.
Okay.
And so while you do apartments, it's the density. The density makes sure you have more people concentrated in one area.
Okay.
That is bringing up the income level. And so when Walmart does like a value or say
Mm-hmm.
you have 500 people here, well, if 500 people are making $600 a month, that value is really low.
Right.
And so Walmart wouldn't think that they're gonna have customers come to their
Yeah.
location because
Right.
of the amount of money.
Money.
And so it'll be a mixed use income complex. So you'll have 80 AMI, which you'll have people who are paying rent less than 80% of what they
Man.
take home every day.
Oh, well,
So,
that'll
which is
be
affordable.
good. Yeah,
Then
that's
you
what I'm gonna
also
say.
in the same
Okay,
complex you'll have
okay.
people who paying market rate.
Okay.
So it won't be just concentrated on just
Low housing.
Correct.
It'll
It'll-
be in, yeah, okay.
and Jerome know a lot about the housing market. Oh well, the AMI and stuff like that.
But
So
what about the crime rate? Would you think that would have anything to do with that, with the low market? That won't have too much about the crime rate?
I think that's part of why you do mixed income, because it
Okay.
brings people from all income levels together.
Okay,
But my question would be, because you know better than I do that when you have projects like that, the first thing people that have lived in the community for years are going to say is, you're gentrifying my community. So how do you respond to those people who've been in the community 50,
So
60
long.
years saying, okay, you're doing all this to bring in some more people and push us out? How do you respond to that? Because that's happening a lot throughout the city.
Right.
You know, people are pushing back on that.
Right. No, I agree. And I would say gentrification normally kind of takes place is when you come into an area and this is probably over the top, but you say for instance you just bulldoze
Right.
the whole neighborhood, and then you build up houses.
Right.
Like these houses may be worth $200,000, then you
Right.
build up $400,000 homes.
Yes.
You actually outprice them in their
that's
neighborhood.
right.
In this particular sense, and it's not like this everywhere, because gentrification has happened in the city of Fort Worth, but in this particular sense, this area of land has not had housing on it. And so
Okay.
we won't be replacing housing, we will be adding
Adding
housing
to it,
to.
okay.
And then those homes that are already here, if you're a senior citizen, I tell you all the time, make sure that you are tax exempt.
Okay.
That's right.
I don't know what the age is. I don't know if it's 65.
It's 65. It's 65.
And if you're not, I have worked with my office, Nicole Collier's office, and we will make sure you get the paperwork to be tax exempt. So that, because that's what happens a lot of time is we're not taking advantage of the resources
right.
that we have, and it does tax us out of our bases. Because what happens is if I have a $300,000 house next to me. If I live in $300,000 house, but then you sell a house right next to me for $450,000,
Right.
it's going to raise up the value because now that house is worth more than it raises the whole neighborhood value.
Value up.
And so that's why sometimes where you'll have somebody that's trying to sell a home, but all the homes around there, because if you ever bought a home, they'll say, well, this home went for that, this home went for that. You're going to have to lower your price because it's not going to go for that
Right, because they're gonna go for the price in
in the neighborhood.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense, that makes sense. Okay, so I know you're getting ready to run again, so what do you see yourself in this here race? What do you see yourself, what you gonna come in with? What can you tell us that you were planning on doing in District 8? You are running again.
Yeah. Run again also to make sure that we have an open mind as we do continue to grow the city of Fort Worth. There is other cities that are landlocked. City of Fort Worth is not. We have a lot of development opportunities in the city of Fort Worth, open space, places that need to be revitalized. And so I'm going to continue to help push revitalization on a citywide map. I'm going to continue to make sure we have public safety, but accountability when it comes to public safety. I think that we have gotten a little bit better with being a little transparent. We still have some major issues, just like with having Officer Kruger knocking down Carolyn face down when she was handcuffed. The gentleman, Officer Martin, who got out of his car on the freeway and shot the man and his door and the truck. Like those things just gotta stop happening.
Thank you. Yes.
And and we have this rhetoric that when you provide this type of accountability, you don't support the police, and that's just nonsense.
Right.
And believe it or not, we have people who sit on the dais that no matter what they do, it's a justification for it. And we just cannot
do it.
And so you need people who's just going to continue to kind of fight that voice to make sure, public safety works for everybody.
Right.
We're getting ready to bring in the ambulance service into the city of Fort Worth. So MedStar is going away.
Really?
MedStar is going away. So MedStar was not financially stable to continue to operate. We had gave them money to prolong their operation, but either we would have to fund it or take it over. And so we did a study, and we're going to actually take it over.
So
and
y'all
bring it
be
in-house.
bringing in some more?
Well, we will run the operation.
You are just running.
Yeah, so we'll bring those that wants to continue to work for MedStar, we'll bring them in-house, and they'll be followed under our fire department. Which hopefully will give cut down on our time rate. So when you call 911, a lot of times your fire department is the first one there.
You're
and a lot of times they don't seem 30, 45 minutes before the ambulance even show up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, that's
so
true. Yeah.
We gotta figure out how to cut that time down so that we can make sure people stay alive.
Oh, wow. So what has been one of your biggest challenge since you've been in District 8?
I would say trying to be a voice for all our neighborhoods are different. You have
Why you laugh, JJ?
Because they are.
all our neighborhoods are different. And you have to really try to understand the neighborhood, but you don't have enough time to understand every vital part. And so I lean and depend on the leadership in different areas to, be my voice or my talking point so that I can understand when I come into the neighborhood. So you have New Mitchell that has a lot of concerns about Mitchell and Berry with the Walmart and the homeless. You have historical Southside who have been marginalized on our homeless front. Lancaster, what happened on Lancaster? All those shelters should not have never happened over 60 years ago.
That's right.
They moved because some of those shelters was downtown. They moved them out of downtown and put them in the Black community.
One concentrated place.
One concentrated place. And now they are probably on. PNS probably on. Union Gospel Mission probably on. Salvation Army probably on. So we don't have the right to go and say, move. And so we have to deal with that. And it was an issue that happened before probably we all were born, 60, 70 years ago. But those, and trying to understand, if you don't live there, it's hard to understand what happens at nighttime. Right. What happens,
It's a lot happen over there, though.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's a lot happen. I used to go over there and I still go over there and do workshops at Union Gospel Mission. But they used to tell me some of the people that live there when they would come in there, they would be telling me what would be going on, going on. Some of you say, I'd rather live out on the street than live inside the complex area
Yeah.
because they was getting raped and robbed and all of this stuff in there. And I'm like, this is supposed to be secure. They said no.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I
getting
asked them.
worse.
Yeah.
It's
It is
it's
getting worse.
exploding across the city because every exit along 35, you see homeless people. I
Right.
mean,
Up on
stop
those
at
things.
35 and
Yes.
Seminary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pass there every day heading
Yeah.
to work, and you'll see grocery carts
Right.
and all kinds of stuff.
Little tents and all
Yes,
that over there.
yes, all over the city,
Yeah.
all along I-20 as well.
And on Pine Street, it's really bad. They got tents all over on Pine. That's why I go over there to
Yeah.
MHMR and do workshops over there. And they got little tents, and it's so sad. But when I asked them why y'all, they said, no, I'd rather live out here
Yeah.
than go inside.
It's a
We
crisis.
gotta do a better thing. It has to be bigger than just Fort Worth. It has to be the surrounding cities. I know we have that, but we gotta put money into that, just like we gotta put money in education.
Right.
And that last piece I kind of talk about is education. Is that if we're going to be a strong city, we have to be a smart city.
That's right.
And it starts in our education. And I'm kind of I have mixed emotion when it comes to our education. I'll go ahead and say about the Fort Worth ISD school district. And one of the things I have is I had asked the council 2 years ago
Okay.
to establish a joint meeting between the mayor and council and the superintendent and the school board. A joint live meeting where we sit around a table and talk about the issues that are happening at the Fort ISD. They told me that was political. I was trying to be in that political business. But then we turn around and we send a letter
Yeah.
to the Fort ISD. And after that letter, the superintendent resigns.
Right. That
And-
was on TV.
And
Yes.
but the question is, what do we do to help?
Right.
We talking, but we're not helping. You go to other cities,
Yeah.
and other cities actually put in their budget money towards the school board, the school district.
Right. And they should.
And that was the piece that I was getting to because, I don't profess to know anything about education. I mean, I know what I know, but
Right,
I'm
right.
not in it every day. I'm not living it.
Right,
You ask me something about
right.
the city, I can tell you what's going on about the city. But that's what the superintendent school board does. And I said, if there is a measure that we can help, if it's $1 million, we got what was our budget? 2.4, I think.
I think so. Yeah,
$2.4 billion budget.
That's
Yeah.
a big budget.
And we don't have $1 million to give to a school district. We spent $2 million to relight the 7th Street Bridge. Not light it, relight
Light
it.
it.
Wasn't nothing wrong with them lights.
They were still coming on.
They
right?
were still coming on. We
then.
spent $2 million
Wow.
to relight that bridge. But we can write a letter, but we don't put no money. My granny always told me, granny and other people, put your money where your mouth is.
I've always heard that. So
true.
that's something to think about, and we really thank you for taking the time out. So what would you say before? I know you have to leave to go to your other meeting. So what would you say?
I would rather
we-
stay here, but
I know.
gotta-
I'm gonna be praying for you because I tell you what, after what you said, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a big meeting
Yeah.
and stuff. Because everybody and their mama come out to meetings like that. It's like voting the pastor out. You see people, you know how they do. I tell
pastor
you,
out.
when they vote the pastor out, boy.
They ain't been to church in a year.
I think I was just gonna
I'm
say,
coming to
you be
vote
like,
now.
what's your name over here? What's your name? Where
ain't
you
like
been?
him anyway.
But I'm a member. They ain't been to church
I ain't like
in
him
2
anyway.
years, but they want to come to vote the
Vote the
pastor
pastor
out.
out,
So
yeah.
we know everybody gonna probably be at this meeting tonight to see what you're gonna say. You know they're gonna have some questions for you.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So we're gonna be praying for you. But your election for you're gonna run again, right? You're
I
running
will be
again?
running for re-election in January.
Okay. So he's gonna be running again for re-election in January. So we would have to be in District 8 to vote for you, right? Or-
Yes, and
Okay.
the lines have recently changed 2 years ago.
Okay.
But it goes from Top Golf on a frontage road down 35 all the way to Burleson 1187. It comes up east up to Miller Street, and then when you get to 20 and 35, it goes west up to McCart.
Yeah.
And so that's the district and you live around that area, register to vote. That election is important, but I would tell you this election that we're in right now is even more important. What is going to happen, and there is a sentiment that they want to take local control away. They want to take control away from our school districts. They want to take away from the from cities.
Oh, wow.
And so, what that means is when COVID hit and the federal government had gave trillions of dollars to the states, the state, Greg Abbott and whatever governor in whatever state, then in turn send the money to the cities and the counties because they know what more their actual communities need. And so we had those ARPA dollars. The county had it, the city of Fort Worth had it, and that's how we was able to help small businesses. We was able to build houses for critical homeless. We put it towards economic projects, which ARPA money is going towards the museum. $15 million we dedicated to the National Juneteenth Museum. But if they take local control away from us, we'll just be sitting here smiling. Because we won't have no control to determine where money goes.
If they are doing that, then would it be your office and everybody else going to be affected by that? I mean, so what would you all be doing if you don't have no kind of voice?
Talking like we doing now, that's it.
That would really be, I'm serious, that's what we would be doing.
Yeah.
You all would just be holding offices with no control.
We'll probably have minimal control.
Minimal
control.
So we definitely, is that like a proposition that you have to vote on, or is that something that?
It's happening, they're talking about it on the Senate Congress level and the governors. Our state legislation is really bad. He's still pushing for vouchers and running people against folks if they don't do what he say. I mean, if you remember the last session, they was in session, he called, I think, 5 special call sessions to get what he wanted. And one of the things he didn't get was vouchers, and he's still working on that. But they're trying to, because what was the school district they just took? Was it Houston? They took over?
I think it was Houston. It was Houston.
Yeah. And
They
so,
took over.
it's talks about Fort Worth too.
Yeah, they're talking about doing that to Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's going to be another topic. We're going to have to get Dr. Nettles to come back on and talk about that. Chris, you have a lot. You all do a lot in there that we really don't know about. But we know you have to leave and everything. And y'all know when they come up to that, these are so cute.
Yes,
Vote
thank
for
you.
Chris Nettles. Emmanuel, our CEO and producer, made these up for him. And so I let you know if you need some signs.
I got it. I know where to go. I
You
like
know where to
those.
go, because these are cute. So we want you all to vote for him. He'll be back on the show. He also made up something for the talk show to look at. And then he made up some special little fans for our church, and he can make them up for your church and stuff like that. See? But we really want you all to vote, like Chris was saying. Vote for the ones here, and then also go out and vote for the presidents and all that. You have until, what is it, this Friday?
Friday.
No, is it, what's the last day for early?
Tomorrow's the last day.
For early voting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friday was the last
Is
day.
it? I don't know. Is it Friday?
I thought for sure
Okay.
it was Friday.
Well, we don't know. Just vote. You still got time to vote. Look it up. Look it up.
It might be to Friday. You're right.
It might
you're
be
right.
Friday.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry,
think it
Jamal,
is
you're
Friday.
right.
It is November the 1st, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
November
So
1st.
all this week from 7 to 7.
7 to 7.
Yes.
They extended the hours, 7 to 7. So go out and vote, because the election date is November the 5th. You
Yes.
don't know if it's going to be storming or what in Texas. So
It's
y'all go
always
out
is.
I know,
and
right?
vote. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nettles, for being here. We appreciate it. He will be back. So
I will
y'all
be back.
start doing it, okay? All right, we're going to, you can go ahead and
Thank
leave.
you,
Thank
thank you,
you.
thank you.
And,
Get our
Good luck.
pictures.
You and
we
I-
are. Yeah,
Oh, y'all
we-
already took
Yeah.
You
I'm
and our
sorry.
prayers.
But he has another meeting to go to. Thank you so much, Doctor. See you later. Okay, now we're going to have Fashion by Kimberley. Woo! Come on, Kimberley. Fashion by Kimberley.
Okay, I just got on my little smart today.
Chris,
What's on?
you want to take one? You don't need- What you have on? You can take those.
I have on my little smart. What does it say? What does it say? It says something about fashion. What does it say?
That
Say,
is so
Otis.
pretty what you have
Don't try
on,
to be funny,
Kimberly.
Otis. Don't try to be funny, Otis.
What is Otis doing? I like
Otis
that.
is ignoring me as always.
Oh,
What does
no,
it say,
I
Elma?
don't speak fashion. I am fashion. Look
Yeah, he
at
was
that.
hating on me. He was hating on me. Oh,
I
he
don't
was
speak
hating on me.
fashion. I am
He
fashion.
didn't want to read it. He don't
Yeah, I
want to read it.
like that. All right, all right. Okay, thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly always have such beautiful clothes and everything. And like I said earlier, don't forget, we do make t-shirts and everything. You can go to www.kirkinspiration and design your own t-shirt, or we can do your t-shirt for you. Check us out. And as always, we have the Kirk booth.
Yeah.
The Kirk booth. You can check us out at www.thekirkbooth.com. Okay, check us out. If you want us for your, what event would you like us to come to?
Quinceañera.
Okay,
A
we
bat
can come
mitzvah.
to that. There we go. We can come to those. Family
Family
reunion.
reunion.
We can come to Kim Fashion Show.
Yes.
Yes, we can do
Church anniversary.
Church anniversary. We can do all of these things for you. Weddings and family reunion, class. We are just a photo booth that can do all entertainment. So check us out again. We can rent, lease, or you can even buy one of our photo booth. We can do that for you as well. So check us out again at what? www.thekirkbooth.com. Oh, and also he can even make you a fan for your church. Look at
What?
this one, the Church Within International, and it fans very well.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, don't that
Ooh,
feel
that cool
good?
air.
That's
Man,
cool air. So
that's a cool
we can
breeze.
fan right into your
Cool
church.
breeze.
We even got our cute. Look at that cute.
I know.
He's gonna be making up
Oh,
other
life.
fan with our names. Y'all have one with y'all name on that one.
What?
But this is just our debut with my name on it. So y'all will be able to get y'all own special little fans with the Talk of Life on there, because we talk real talk. And please don't forget to go out and what? Vote. It's very important that you go out and vote. We can't tell you who to vote for, but we can inspire you to vote, okay?
Yeah.
And if you don't vote, don't say nothing, okay? Don't even bring it up, okay? Do you know I heard a guy on the TV the other day say that he had never voted and he doesn't think it's worth to vote? And I was like, really? He's actually telling this guy this on television. He said, because they're going to put in office whoever they want to. No, we vote to put people into our office. So you have the right to voice your opinion, go out and vote, and you vote for whoever you want to vote for, okay? All right. Did y'all have anything? We're just so happy to have Dr. Nettles on the show tonight, and we know he's busy. He had to go out, and we just really want to emphasize, go and vote. And I hate my Cowboys lost, but I still think that they did good, y'all. They came back. You said you're a diehard Cowboys
I am a
fan.
diehard Cowboys
But
fan,
what happened?
but reality is reality.
And what's the reality?
They're not looking good,
They not looking good.
and their schedule is tough.
And their schedule is very
And
tough.
if they don't light some fires under their behinds,
If they don't burn up like that garage, what
they
was
could
that
easily
dumpster?
lose
That dumpster
the
that
next
Otis
4 or
sent
5
me.
games, because they are playing tough teams. This is the toughest part of their schedule. They need to get it together.
Y'all need to get it together.
I
Cowboys.
hung with them back in 1989 when
Okay.
they went 1-15, and they still my boys.
Wait
So,
a minute. You said they only won one game?
They won 1 game in 1989.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Who
But
was one of the Cowboys on that team?
on that team
That you can
in
remember back then?
'89, that started the Aikman era.
Oh, okay. Troy
That's
Aikman
when
area.
that's when
Okay.
he was a rookie, and
Okay.
they weren't so great, but they had a great coach.
Okay.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yes,
And within
yes,
a few
I like
years,
Jimmy.
they
So
were
what
winning
about
Super
them
Bowls.
Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, that was Jimmy Johnson.
So
All right.
but here's the thing.
Okay.
Last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, I was 28 years old.
Damn, that was 30 years ago.
I will be 58 next September. So I'm
That's
gonna need
30
them.
years, man.
I'm gonna need them
To
do
give you
something.
a birthday present.
I need a Super Bowl.
That's right.
So I
That's a
really,
long
I mean,
time,
I'm
really.
gonna rock my star, my blue star.
know that's
But I
right.
wanted to say Super Bowl,
Super Bowl
champion,
and not that little bowl
Super
that
Bowl
we call a
60.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
all
mean,
right.
because
that's the inspiration.
yeah, I need them to win.
Well, we need to
I'm
know
gonna
what-
stay alive until they win another
Well, you gonna be alive a long
5
time.
Super Bowls. I was gonna say one because if they turn around and win one,
Yeah, you gonna die early.
5.
They might win one this year.
We'll stay alive
but
till they
still.
win 5 more.
Okay, we're gonna vote for the Cowboys to win again. I'm praying. I think they're gonna get up. They did get another touchdown in there. That gave me a little confidence in them.
Yeah,
so.
just
But,
need some consistency.
yeah, they're
that's all.
gonna do good. They're gonna
They'll
do
be
good.
all right.
All right, then. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and tune in every Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Facebook and YouTube. May God bless you and keep you until we see you what? Face to face. Woo!